to talk about today, and I hope to see you staying in and having a chat with me. Those of you that are in the chat room already, I would be grateful if you could sign into the chat room, let me know who's here, and we can then say hello to you. If you're watching this on the replay, then do the same. Head down into the comment sections, write down your name, let me know who you are, let me know what you want to talk about. Because even if you're watching it on the replay and it's too late to talk about it, we could do it next week. How does that sound to you? Now, what has been going on? We've got a few things I want to talk to you about. First of all, I'm going to talk to you about Substack and what I put out this week. The vlog and the blogs have gone out this morning, the same as they usually do. And there's an addition to it this time around. What I've done, I've added an extra video to the newsletter. For those of you that collect the newsletter, you're going to get an extra video from this week on. And what I'm doing is going back in time and checking out my old videos over the time. And then I'm going to put one in there so that you can just like have a catch up and get a look at what the channel looked like. Oh, I don't know how long ago it was, a year ago, 2 years ago. Right, I've just setting up my computer so that I can see who's in the chat room. Now, who's here already? Hello, Tammy, first in tonight. Nice to see you. Good to have you here. There are more watching. Just get yourselves in that chat room. Let's all say hello and see what we've got to talk about today. A big one. I don't know if you've seen it yet this week. I did. Hello, Chris. How are you? Good to see you here. Andy, do you know why you couldn't find me? I'll tell you why. I put the live stream on. I'm using my phone, and it decided to do a vertical one for some reason. So I had to shut that down and quickly set up this second one, and that's what's happened. Now, I don't know if you've seen it yet. I did a video last week. We talked about it during last week's live stream about going into my CDs and my albums and starting to talk about them. This week, I got the first one done. And I started talking about the CDs that are in my collection. And I've got to be honest with you, it didn't have to take a long time. So much so that the view time of it so far, the people who've watched it, haven't added up to the amount of time it took me to make it. It was the longest video that I've ever had and done. Let me run through a few of the steps with you that I did to make this video. If you've seen it already, you'll know what I'm talking about. First of all, I had to write a script. I grabbed a handful of these, got them down here, went through them, decided what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to play, done that. Next thing I did was film it. I filmed the video, and then when I finished filming it, do you know what? It was a 15-minute video, and it took me 35 minutes to record it because I kept making mistakes. So I had to edit it all down and get it to a sensible length. Then during the video, for each song, I wanted to have an overlay, a photo or something to do with the artist. Hi, Steve. How are you? Good to see you here. So I made them and put them in it. And then the music that is actually in the video, I decided I was going to try and use the proper music. I know that YouTube hits you for copyright and things like that, but I figured that if any of the songs didn't make it, they would tell me and I'd have to edit them out. And that's exactly what I had to do. When I recorded it the first time, I sent it up and I used 32 songs in the video. The first time I uploaded it, there were 8 copyright claims against me, and I had to take some songs out. And so I took them out, and then I re-uploaded it again, and then I had another 4 copyright claims. And so after the first round of them, I thought that was it. I'd done it again, so I had to edit the video again, take those songs out, and then put it all back together again and send it up again. And so I kept sending them up. And the third time I uploaded it, they allowed me what was in the eventual video. But let me tell you the 12 songs that didn't make it. There was an old reggae hit, which would have been pretty near the beginning of it, by someone called Delroy Wilson, called Dancing Mood. That, which really surprised me, a 1967 record, got copyright claimed first. Aswad's big hit, you'll hear me talk about Don't Turn Around, that they wanted out of it. The first time, the Beatles, I had 3 Beatles songs in there, and they let me have them all, right? They let me have 3 Beatles songs. The 3 Beatles songs were Magical Mystery Tour, Your Mother Should Know, and Penny Lane. The second time I uploaded it, after I took the first lot out, they then claimed Your Mother Should Know and Penny Lane, so I had to take them back out. There were 3 Belinda Carlisle. I did a thing about Belinda Carlisle in there and one of her albums. And the first time, they wanted me to take 2 out and left 1 in. And then the next time I uploaded it, they took the other. So I took the Belinda Carlisle one out. They made me take Carly Simon's You're So Vain out. And the Don Lang one, I kept 2 of them. But there was one where I talked about the song Witch Doctor. And they made me pull that one out, which really, really surprised me. So I lost Witch Doctor. Then Elton John, the first time I uploaded it, they wanted me to take out Someone Saved My Life Tonight, which I did. So then when I re-uploaded it again, then they wanted me to take another one, Writing out, and I had to take that out as well. And then finally, Frank Sinatra's Young at Heart. There was going to be a thing about a video of Frank Sinatra on there, but they made me take that there out as well. I thought that, to be honest, when I recorded it, I recorded a complete video with no music in it, because I thought to myself, if that's the case, if they're going to pull me for any of the music and I lose it all, I'll still have a plain video with me just talking like I normally do. But in the end, I think I got to play 20 songs. Andy, I did want to talk about them, but to be honest with you, I watched loads of other people who've done these videos, and I found them boring for the point that you're talking about music and you don't actually play it, which suggests that people know every song, but people don't know every song, do they? And so when I uploaded it, I figured they'd either let me have all of them or none of them. And they let me have some of them. But what it did, it just took so long. The video from when I first started to write my bullet point script of what I wanted to play, till I finally got it uploaded, that video took just over 15 hours to do. Hi, Ray Mix, how are you? And so I did try and get some advice. There is a company who have a channel on here called Amoeba in Los Angeles. It's a record shop, and they have a thing on their website called What's in Your Bag, and basically loads of stars and musical recording artists go in the shop and they have a bag, and then they pick them out, and then they talk about them, and they play the records. I did the timings from Amoeba, and Amoeba used 10 seconds per music track, and they got away with it. I spoke to somebody else who quite often uses music, and he only uses 6. So I went in the middle. So I went for 8 seconds, but in order to fit some, they were a little bit shorter, and I sort of spin it around. But it was fun to do. It was a really different video. I quite enjoyed it. Do you know what, Luke? Nice to see you, by the way. I'm wrapped up warm. I've got a bit of a cold coming, to be honest. But hey, who cares? We can live with that, can't we? And so we got the video done. I think it came out okay. And I think I really liked, to be honest, I really liked each music one. You will notice that I either used a video or used a record and put some photos on it or something. But those songs were separate little videos. So I made completely little videos, little 8-second videos. So I could drop them in and take them out and didn't have to worry about once they come out, it wouldn't spoil the speaking and stuff on them. And so that was it was a fun thing to do. They let me have 8 seconds on Magical Mystery Tour. I was quite surprised with the songs that they made me take out, and they also took out. I had used a live version of Carly Simon singing "You're So Vain," and they made me take that out as well. It's a lot of messing about. But I have to say I really enjoyed doing it, and so I am going to do more. I got as far as the letter G, so I'll be starting. If I've got an H in there, I'll start with the H's and we'll carry on from there and see how we go. But it was good fun. It was good fun to do. I learned a bit about editing while I was doing it, and I really enjoyed it. I think, yeah, it was worth doing. It's worth trying again. I know that I'll have to, whatever video I do, it'll probably have to be taken apart. But it's worth that. I think it's nice to have proper music in there, especially when you're talking about CDs and records. Just suits me that way. I had an interesting, I watched a video today, which was really interesting. You know, over the time when I've been talking about my views have tanked, and I watched a video today. There's a guy called the Professor of Rock, and he's brilliant. And he's got 1.45 million subscribers. He's that good. And he was talking on a video today that his videos over the last 3 or 4 months have tanked. They've done really terrible. And he said, I don't know really why I'm bothering to do it anymore. And the video I watched had 88,000 viewers. But it's funny, you know. Everybody's complaining about their videos going downhill and not getting watched as much. And even the big guys who are taking loads are getting the same problems. Hello, new retired me. I'm going to be talking about you in a minute. Anyway, he said, right, the Professor of Rock said he had over the last 2 years, he's now getting as many viewers now as he did 2 years ago. And so I went and did some checking on my own videos, because I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and this is it works the same, you know, I think, because my views are down now to the level that they were. My videos are now down to the level that they were in April of 2023, and I did some checks this afternoon. Listen to this. My last 10 videos have done awful. The highest view on one of them was 674 people, and the next one was 419. There were 7 videos out of the last 10 were in their hundreds, in 100 views to 200 range, and one was in less than 100. Now, when I go back 2 years, the highest rate then was 689, so that's about the same as it is now. One was in the 400s, which is about the same as it is now. 2 were in the 300s, and 6 were in the 200s. So I'm doing, view-wise, worse than I was 2 years ago. Just thought I'd chuck that in there just to give you a little background. Now, I've had an exciting day today. I want to tell you about this because I was invited to have a chat to another creator on their channel today. And I thought it was fun. So he's in the chat room, Tim Childers, the new retired me. He invited me to spend a bit of time on his channel today. And we had a chat about all sorts of stuff. And it was really, really great fun. And Tim says that the video might go out next week, but I think when he watches it back, he'll go, no, it's awful. We're not going to put it out at all. But it was fun to do. It was really a fun exercise. I've never been interviewed for a channel, and this was a fun thing, and I'm looking forward to it coming out. And when I do find out that it's out, I will put a link in a post so that you can all see it as well. And what I would suggest you do is go over and start watching his channel as well, because it's really good. I've been following, we discovered today that I may have been following him from his first video. I don't know whether it was, but it was very close to it. And we talked about how his channel grew from a very small one to a relatively good sized one. And it's a pretty good size now. I think, are you on 80,000, Tim? Something like that. He's got 80,000 subscribers, something like that. It was a hell of a lot of fun this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to seeing it back, to be honest. I went downstairs and Deb's went, how did you get on? How did you get on? So I was kind of letting her know what we'd chatted about. So it was all good. 83,000 subscribers the new retired me has got. So I would suggest that if 80,000 people think he's worth subscribing to, that you ought to go over and have a look as well. The channel's very much like mine, Chris. Why I first subscribed to Tim, and I talked about it today with him, was because his reasons for starting the channel were the same as mine for starting mine. And it's a real good channel. He covers a lot of subjects, does a lot of advice and encouragement type videos, the same as I do. He does a lot of little trips to nice places. If you don't live in America, you'll get to see some cracking little places that we never will see, because he goes out and takes us with him, basically. And today he had a walk through a forest, and he's just bought one of them drone thingies, and it flies everywhere, and it's really good. Great little toy. I've got it on my wish list, but I don't think I'll be getting it for Christmas somehow. So yeah, when you've got a chance, when this comes out as a replay tomorrow, I will put Tim's link on it so you can go and have a look at his site and check it out. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Oh, let me get the health one out of the way, shall we? I had to go and have an ultrasound last week, and typically I arrived 30 minutes late, purely because the road was dug up and the road that I wanted to get into was blocked off. So I got that done last week, and they still don't know what's wrong with me. But I am having blood tests in the morning, and I've been booked in for a chest x-ray next week. So one day we'll find out what's wrong with me. Perhaps it's because they've not looked at my brain. I'm sure it is. Project Weaver, how are you? Nice to have you in the room. Nice. Frank Kerr guy. Now, does that mean you're a French heart guy? That's my rubbishy translation of it. Frank Guy, 4735. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Who else is here? Yeah, I think I've said hello. If I haven't said hello to you yet, it's because I've missed you. I'm sorry. Luke, I've seen you. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, what's on for this week? Do you know what? I haven't got a clue what videos I'm going to make this week. I normally try to get the midweek one sorted out tomorrow, but I haven't thought about it at all. So I'll probably have to figure something out when I'm out tomorrow. I would hope they'll find it out and sorting it. Steaming up with a bolognese, hey? Go on, Andy. I don't blame you. If you haven't had anything to eat yet, I had a roast dinner today. Lovely. Don't know why I'm telling you this, but yeah, I've got to find a video to do this week. I saw, if you've seen my blog, I put a blog up this week about the nanny state and how they warn you about what you're going to watch in a television program. And I get the ump over things like that because I'm kind of old enough to work out whether I want to watch something or not. And so I did a little rant on my blog about that this week, and I'm considering doing one just for the fun of it as a video. That's what I'm thinking about doing, but it may not come to pass. A roast on the meat. Let me tell you something, Luke. When there's a roast on the go, we'll have it whenever. It's winter time, and you've got to keep yourself warm, haven't you? We've had spaghetti bolognese for the last 2 nights, which not spaghetti bolognese. What am I on about? Shepherd's pie. I know, Andy. It's really driving me nuts. And I just watched another video of a Canadian woman that I've subscribed to on here. Hiya, Kay. How are you? And she was saying about how people get offended so easily today. And she went on. She was on about today about people having a go at her when she says things on her channel, and she basically says, "Well, that's your problem, not mine. It's my channel. If you don't like it, go elsewhere." I really kind of liked it, and it's one of those things where I've got old-fashioned attitudes in the way I go on, and I don't like being told what to do, especially at my age. I did see it, Andy. I did see Stephen Fry's thing about it. It was a while back, but I know the one you're on about. But I haven't done a video about that. I haven't done a rant for a while. I haven't done a rant for ages. And I think it's I used to do lots of rants on Facebook, but I kind of haven't done them on it because I try to be encouraging, but every now and again, one slips through, as that does. What a joke. You can't. You read the rant today, Chris. I know you did because you commented on it, and you feel the same as I do, which is great. With regard to boxing, I love boxing. I've got a nephew. He's not a nephew. He's my cousin's son, and he's a professional boxer. And he's in the Frank Warren stable, so he's doing quite well for himself. And I drove all the way from here to Bournemouth to see him fight in March. And he had an Argentinian. He was fighting this Argentinian guy who was supposed to be really good. And so we were expecting a decent fight. So I thought, I'll get the camera out and I'll film it. And he got in there in the first round, walked over to this Argentinian guy, battered him, and knocked him out inside the first round. So I didn't even get that. But yeah, that's what boxing's supposed to be. I know it's not everyone's game, but if you like boxing, then you should be allowed to do it. Yeah, I can't do a rant like Basil Fawlty, and for starters, my legs ain't long enough to kick them in the air, am I? So yeah, I've got that into mind for like a midweek one. We'll see what happens. I haven't really decided for sure. And then we're going to go back in here, and I'm going to start another little pile that should include the likes of James Taylor, Just Stone, level 42, Lonnie Donegan. So that'll be an interesting little pile to go through. So that's what I've got planned for the channel for this week. I have no idea who Sans Ratchet is. Hello, James, anyway. You are Sans Ratchet hero. You've lost me, I'm afraid. Ever listen to Al Stewart? I love Al Stewart. I've got two or three of his albums. I've definitely got Year of the Cat. I've got Time Passages. I've got a Greatest Hits one. My wife says that he reminds her of the singer in the Pet Shop Boys. She always says, "Oh, you got the Pet Shop Boys on again," whenever I play Al Stewart. So yeah, we got a nice few to get ready for next week. I don't know how many will get through the copyright content stage, but we'll give it a go. I quite like them. I'm enjoying doing them as well. It gets me to have a look, because they sit on this shelf, and I hardly ever touch them. They just sit there now, because once I've downloaded them and put them all onto a hard drive, I generally just play them from the hard drive. Most of these have probably been paid once, and they just sit there waiting for me to decide if I'll ever play them again. The older ones have been played a lot, but the newer ones, there's compilations down this side that I bought specifically just to download and put on my hard drive. That was when I was doing radio, because it was just easier to play them that way. So, believe it or not, I've not got much else to talk about tonight. Yes, Andy, I did. And I'll tell you why you think it's a Christmas track. It's because it sounds like Pipes of Peace, which was Paul McCartney's Christmas hit in something or other. The minute that song came on, I thought it sounded like Pipes of Peace, which is why you would think of it as a Christmas song, because Pipes of Peace was out at Christmas when it came out. That was my opinion. I did actually message you about it. I'm surprised you didn't see it. I'm definitely one who thought it sounded like Paul McCartney. Is that interesting? Like, interesting. Actually, if you play Pipes of Peace, you will see how close they are. Yeah. I played it on... Well, no, what I did, Andy, I replied... You'd put it in a post, so I just replied to you. So obviously you didn't get the reply. The minute it came on, I thought it sounded like Pipes of Peace, which is why you thought of it. I think that you thought of it as a Christmas song. Give it a go. All right. Right, what are we going to talk about? We're about half an hour in, and I've covered everything that I planned to cover in an hour. So, do I like Roxy music? I do, but I think I liked some of their early stuff. I didn't like it when they turned to that 1979 era, when they turned quite poppy, if you know what I mean. But I do like Brian Ferry. I've got 4 or 5 of Brian Ferry's albums, and we'll get to them at some stage when we get up in that row up there. There's a few. Yeah, so yeah, I've got them. You don't always get mine. It's really funny. This is why I keep asking people to sign up for the newsletter, to be honest, because not everybody gets replied to. Even if when you subscribe to the channel, if you click that button that says you to receive everything, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will. The algorithm's a bit funny like that. And the reason I started, the newsletter, yeah, I know you have, Andy. The reason I started the newsletter was purely so that the people that aren't getting the stuff that may perhaps want it will do it. What I do is on a Monday morning, I put together a list of the blogs that I've done the previous week and the videos that I've done the previous week and the live stream and whatever. And then I just send them out. It's not, I've added an extra video this week. From this week, I'm going to do an old retro video from when I first started, because they're videos that were done and never actually get seen anymore. So I've added them to the list. Right, where are we? Yeah, so I think it's a good idea, anyone who likes this channel, I'm not trying to blackmail you or anything, but yeah, do that. Where was what video done, Andy? Cool, I'm glad you get them, Steve. You've lost me with where was that video done? Are we talking about the other? The retro one was at YouTube. Oh right, yeah, that was done. The retro one that's in the newsletter this morning was done on YouTube. A couple of months after I started, maybe 2-3 months afterwards. Yes, Andy, it was. Like I said, I've went back to videos that I used to do that don't get any views anymore, and they're sitting there and they don't do anything. And I think it's nice to just share an old video. And also, I don't know about you, but I think I might have improved a little bit since then. Watching them back, I must admit, I watched it back this morning. I watched 2 videos before I decided on sending that one, and they were too cringy, so I couldn't do it. So I left them 2 behind. So yeah, that one was probably 2 months into the channel, I suppose. In case anyone wants to know, it was talking about TV when I was a young kid, and the fact that I was my dad's remote control for the telly in them days. Yes, I did. I used to have lights. I used to have lights back there. I've got 2 floodlights that I used to put on just to change the colours on it. I used to like blue and orange, but I don't like it now, seeing that back door in a video. So let me just move you a little bit so you don't see it. That's better. Well, if you all go back through my archives, that would be great, Andy. Boost my views a bit, that would. But yeah, it's funny, you know, how you change. The way I do videos now is completely different to the way I did them then. I follow a guy called YCI Imaging, I think he's called, and he's in America. And his videos are fantastic. And he goes out and films outside a lot. But what he does, he composes every shot. And every shot that he takes, it's only of him talking to camera, but they're so interesting to watch. The way he shoots it, they look cinematic and everything, and look really nice. And I've often thought to myself, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could film like that. And I might have a go at some stage. Yeah, I was a young remote control too. Yes, it was only 3 channels in our day, wasn't it, Steve? ITV and BBC 1 and 2. That was all we used to have when we were kids. I'm doing my old man thing now. back in my day when we was kids. So yeah, I've still got the fluorescent. They're two halogen spots that I used. Well, not halogen, LED. And they used to point up at the wall. But they were a bit of a pain to do all the time. So I don't use that now. I use a candle on a film. And then there's a little light here that I use. So I don't have too much in the way. We had a remote on a wire. Do you know what? I had a remote control on a wire on the first video recorder that I had, which came from Radio Rentals, I think. When you used to hire things, my first video VHS recorder, that was a Hitachi one, I remember, and that had a remote control on a wire as well. So those were the days, weren't they? You haven't caught the back end. We're kind of in the middle, hot. I hope I say that right. I never do know how to pronounce your name, and every time we get together, I say, "Do you know how do you pronounce your name?" So yeah. So there's a lot of things have gone on in this last week. Raccoon. Okay. Yeah, that raccoon is easier. Yes, Steve. Radio Rentals. Can you remember that when there was a video recorder was so expensive? It was you'd rent it instead. Oh, we don't do that anymore. So yeah, I talked about in the video that those in the newsletter have seen today as well, that when as a family we used to watch the telly, me and my sister would sit on the floor with a glass of Cherryade and a bowl of sweets, and my mum and dad would sit behind us and then they'd tell us what to do. Ah, that'll be the reasoning for it then. Do you know, Steve, that video that I did today, those were the lengths of my videos when I started. I think it was about 3 minutes long, 3.5, maybe 4 minutes long. I always felt that 3 minutes was such a long time when I first started. Now I can blabber on and talk rubbish for ages. Cherryade from the Popman Corona. Yep. They used to come around with a lorry, and then you'd either buy them off the back of the Corona man off a lorry, or you'd go to the shop, and then you could take the bottles back and get a refund on the bottle. Limeade was better, I must admit. You're right, Chris. I still buy limeade. If I'm heading into Morrison's or wherever it is, if they've got one, I'll definitely pick up Corporation Pop. Those were the days. But yeah, there's a few videos back in the day that I've done that are quite nostalgic and talk about all sorts of things. So I'm going to be adding them to the replay in the newsletter so that people can go back and find them. I mean, you can go back and find them yourself, but you've got to trawl a long way back. I mean, I think I've done 200 and something odd videos now, and they were like in my first 10, 15. So, cheaper roller cola. Do you know what? I drink Coke, but I like the cheapest Coke in the world at Tesco's more than the proper stuff. I don't know what that says about me. I don't like, as they call it, full fat Coke. I prefer Diet Coke. It doesn't seem to be quite so biting as normal Coke. I don't know how we get to talk about Coca-Cola anyway. Aldi is great. Aldi's great. I go in there and load up because I'm the only person in this house who actually drinks fizzy drinks. So I get myself a few each week, chuck them to the side. I don't drink a lot. I'm talking about alcohol wise. So my sort of my little pleasure in a drink is a Coke or orange or anything, like a fizzy drink. Because because of having only one kidney, I have to drink loads of water through the day, and so there's only so much I could drink of flavourless drinks. So once I get sorted and get downstairs, then we'll be back on the hard stuff, on the Coke or the lemonade or whatever. Ginger beer as well. I like ginger beer. You can get I didn't realise that ginger ale and ginger beer was two completely different things. But ginger beer is lovely. You can get that out of Morrison's. I can just make a little list up of where you can get what. Because the trouble with Aldi is they don't do enough different types, but they do occasionally get my all-time favourite drink, which is root beer. So you've given up drinking, Raccoon, because you get drunk really quickly. Is that what you're trying to tell me now? It's funny. I used to drink a lot when I was young, but I haven't done for years. No, I can't drink dandelion and burdock. Oh God, no, that is horrid. Debs will drink that. It tastes too much like aniseed to me. And I have this thing about aniseeds. Years and years ago, I went to a New Year's Eve do at Northampton Cricket Club. And when I walked in, I went to the bar and one of my friends got me a drink. And I think it was a dirty glass or something, or otherwise he'd done it, because I had one mouthful of the lager that he got me, and I went, "Oh, this tastes of aniseed." And someone said it tasted like Pernod, and I had one drink, one pint, I'm completely passed out. So I didn't know if someone might have done me as well on the night, but I can't drink anything with aniseed in it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't drink when I'm driving anyway. My problem is, I suppose, that if I'm going out and I want to have a drink, I may probably want 2 or 3. And I know that'll take me over the limit, so I'm better off not drinking at all. Isn't it funny, the stuff we talk about in these live streams? I start off talking about my vlogs and my blogs, and we end up talking about drinking. So is there anything that you can think of that would make a decent video? Something that I haven't talked about for a while. Don't forget, though, I talk about 4 things on this channel. There is advice and encouragement. There is music, film and telly, and nostalgia. They're things. No, I don't like licorice either. Hi, Shadow. Hello, welcome along. Hemmerling. I can vaguely remember the name of that. It's a long time back in my memory, Steve. Now, if you said Cresta, it's Frothy Man, I'd remember that more. The neon drinks. They were really, was it? I bet they were full of E's and stuff. And I mean E numbers and not the drunk. So yeah, any ideas? What would you fancy me doing a video on? Something different, something that I haven't done yet. leave it in the chat room if you've got any ideas. If you're watching this on the replay, then leave your ideas in the comment section. You spent 9 weeks in Ireland, Kay. My brother-in-law had a Vauxhall Cresta. Guinness is one I've never really took to either. It's funny that. I do remember when Lucozade came in an orange bottle. Do you know what? I think that was the case for everyone, because my mum would get Lucozade, but only when I wasn't well. And she I used to get the plastic off the bottle and put it in front of my eyes around the world at the orange world. Did you do that as well? Even though when I was ill, I couldn't wait. When she brought me a Lucozade bottle, it's like a beer milkshake. I have had Guinness a couple of times, but it doesn't do it for me. I don't like the aftertaste of it. And my name's Murphy, I should like it, really, shouldn't I? You were a cider drinker when you were in the UK. Where did you live, Tammy, when you were in the UK? You weren't in Somerset by any chance, were you? White Lightning, wow, I haven't heard that for ages. When I used to open on a fairground at Stourpane in the West Country, and they used to sell White Lightning in a litre jar. You know, like how white spirit or terps or anything like that would come in one of them white plastic bottles, 2 litre bottle. They used to sell White Lightning like that. I can remember drinking White Lightning and falling off of a barrel backwards because it was too strong at that time. You lived in Coventry near the cathedral, eh? In the Midlands. It's great that you guys have been all over the place. It's nice to see that people coming from other countries. How long? You were here 9 years. What were you doing here then, Tammy? It tasted like terps too. It was an acquired taste, Chris. My favourite White Lightning was by the Big Bopper. It was a song in 1958. Right. So, yeah, those of you that have come in a little bit late, I've got to tell you about a video that's going to be coming out, not on my channel, but on the new Retired Me channel. We had a little conversation there this afternoon, and it's going to go up on his channel next week, I think it was. So that'll be fun to go back. I've never done an interview video, so that was an interesting one. So it's another new thing we've tried out. Actually, if it comes out all right, I may try doing some interviews on here with different people. That'd be fun. Oh, yeah. Right. I'm with you. So did you like Coventry? I've not been there for years and years. I had a friend who lived there and used to play football, and he was signed to Coventry Football Club. A piece of useless information for you there. Yes, the Big Bopper did die in the same plane crash as Richie Valens and Buddy Holly in February of 1959, if I remember rightly. Yes, he made a record called White Lightning, and years ago, I bought a collection of a fella that I knew of albums and stuff, and he had a Big Bopper album in there, and some other. There's a woman called Janice Martin that some people, mainly in America, would remember, but back in the 50s. She was called the female Elvis, and she was really good. Janice Martin was her name. Yeah, Tammy. From what I've heard and what people will tell me, that Coventry's going through a bit of a time at the moment. But sadly, there are a lot of places that are having that problem at the minute. Was Chantilly Lace by him? Yes, it certainly was. Although I've got a version of Chantilly Lace by Jerry Lee Lewis as well, but his was done in the 70s. It was indeed. It was indeed. American Pie was about the death of Buddy Holly. So they tell me the long version is better than the short version of that song. And I do have that album. So that also may play when I get over here. I love the way that music always sort of floats in the background in these live streams. We talk about other things, but it always goes back, doesn't it? Long version, we all agreed on that, yep. So what's your favourite record on that album, though? That's what I want to know. Because, funnily enough, American Pie isn't mine. Let me know, what's your favourite one? Yeah, I'm glad to see that we were all agreed on that. The single version just sounds like it's halfway through, doesn't it? Castles in the Air. The first version of that was the B-side of Vincent, I think it was. Well, Castles in the Air was the first side of was the B-side of Vincent, and then he re-recorded it in the 80s, in about 1981, I think it was. But I preferred the original one that came on the same album, on the same record as Vincent. Vincent was brilliant. Yeah, I'll have to cover American Pie and see if we can get any of the songs played from it. Did you like the fact that I just chucked a little bit of the songs in where I could? And the reason I ask about that is because it was just such hard work to get it all done. You're right, Raccoon Vincent is far better than American Pie. I think the trouble with American Pie is that we've all heard it so many times that it's kind of over the years been overplayed. But Vincent, to me, always seems better. And my favourite bit of the Vincent song, I'm not going to sing, is, right towards the end. And it goes, and on that Starry, Starry Night, when you took your life and all that sort of stuff, when he killed himself, you took your life for like other lovers often do. That part is just, that little section is wow. That bit always gets me whenever I hear that song. That was it. When no hope was left in sight on that Starry, Starry Night, you took your life like lovers often do. That bit is just superb. Out of the whole record, that little bit always gets you. Yeah, Van Gogh, that was it. I watched a documentary once about Don McLean, and he's kind of an unhappy pop star. He never really enjoyed doing it. He likes writing the songs, but it seemed as though he never really got the joy out of singing them as he did writing them. I would imagine it's really hard. I have the one that gets me is Gilbert O'Sullivan's Alone Again, naturally. I think that it chokes me every time I hear it. And obviously I've lost a dad, like a lot of us at our age have. And that always gets me. It's a cracking song though. I should do a video about songs like that. I don't know about you, but there are songs that I hear and I call them bits. There are just little bits that can be on a song that will completely make the song to me. Living Years is, that can get you as well, can't it? Definitely. Great record as well. I think it's the same for a lot of us. My wife, Debs, can't listen to Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross. She finds that one really hard. That always chokes her. Are we talking about Windmills of Your Mind? You think I should do a video on Max Bygraves? Do you know what? I've got a soft spot for Max Bygraves stuff. Absolutely love it. There are surprisingly a lot of singers who suffer from stage fright and don't want to do it. I want to tell you a story. Yeah, I think it's well known from my channel that I used to have to play sing along on Max albums a lot when I was a kid. When we had our bingo on the holiday camp, I used to play it every single day. And for years, I hated it with a passion. But now I really like it. I don't know what it is. It's nostalgia again, isn't it? And my dad, there was an album. I've bought it 3 times and I still don't have it anymore. And it's Max Bygraves and Ted Heath and songs from the 1920s. And my dad used to have it on a reel-to-reel tape. So he'd play the Beatles. He would play the Beatles in the arcade when it was open because it would get lots of people back in there. And that was in the mid-60s. And then when it was full of teenagers who weren't spending and just listening to the music, he would take that off and play Max Bygraves singing the songs of the 20s. And it would empty the arcade out. And it's funny, I think back to them and I can still hear the songs and they still make me smile. Sing along Earth. Father and Son is a great song as well. It's a good album, Tea for the Tiller Man. Yeah, it's a good album. I had that once. That's another one of those albums that when I had to sell them all, that went then. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, should we make this a sing along on Earth channel? We can all sing along. Put all the things before. Absolutely. Let me tell you, Raccoon. I bought that many when Steve Vowles and me used to go to school together, and we used to buy a lot of records from the same shop. And once they knew what you liked, they would get records in for you. When I was about 13 and 14. Yes, I have seen Harold and Maude, great film. When I was about 13 or 14, I still liked rock and roll. I liked like Elvis and Buddy Holly and Bill Haley and all that sort of stuff. And then the person who owned the shop, when I walked in there one day, they went, "I've got something you'd love." And she got me this pile of reissued Little Richard singles, all on the Specialty label, which was the American label of his singles. And I was like, wow. Yeah, you could go into a record shop. Later, when I was doing discos and that, I used to go into a record shop. I used to get a magazine called Blues and Soul. I've got loads of them down there. And each week, I would have a standing order for all new stuff that used to come in. And he would say, this is good, do you want to listen to this and listen to that? And I used to play loads of records before I bought them. Josham's Record Shop, the best in Burnham-on-Sea. It was indeed. It's the only one I ever used to buy out of. But yeah, you could go and let me tell you about record shops. Steve will back this up. When you were a teenager, when we were teenagers, I'm talking about the early to mid 70s, we would go into the record shop with mates and friends, and you would look through the racks and you'd pick something up and go, I like this. This is good. I might buy this. And they'd go, well, have a look at this. This is as good as that, or that's as good as that. And it used to be a social meeting place at record shop. We used to go in, loads of us used to go into record shops, all and meet up in a record shop. We'll meet you at Joshua, we'll meet you in whatever record shop it was. And you'd go in there and you'd have the records played and you'd pick out records. It was a treat. I used to go into a record shop and never know what I was going to buy. And then I'd come out with something totally different to what I'd normally bought before because somebody had recommended something to me. And what you found with the record shops in them days, especially the ones that were owned by not a corporate one, not an HMV or one of them, but a normal independent record shop, is that the record shop owner or the person who managed it would get to know what you liked and get to know it. And then you'd go in there and it'd say, have a listen to this. I've got this in this. This is right up your street. And then he'd put it on and play it. And so I would go in and buy stuff that I'd never even thought about. Record shops were just the best shops ever. I never wanted to go in other shops. Couldn't care less about clothes and all that sort of stuff. But a record shop, man, just brilliant. Right, we are 1 hour and 1 minute. So that is pretty... Chris, I don't think I ever came out with a stinker. I really don't. I think my trouble is, I like I said in my video, I'm either, like I said in the video, either I'll say to you, this record's great. You want to listen to this? Or don't judge me on the others, because my choice in music's so wide-ranging. I can find something from almost any amount of stuff to find that I liked. But no, record shops was just brilliant in the day. And they're not the same anymore. It's just not the same. It was as much about a social outing as it was about buying records. Hi, Deb, how are you? Right, I'm going to sign off because I'm going to go down and see my wife because I haven't seen much of her today because she came back. She's a half day at work today. And I was on a live stream. I was being interviewed this afternoon on one channel and I've been on the live stream this evening. So I'm going to be shooting off. It was great talking to you all, guys. Do you know what, Raccoon? That is so true about people with cars. Nowadays, you can't mend a car because they're all computer driven. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much, as always, for being part of this. It's good fun these nights. I really enjoy it. Love you guys coming in and chatting with me. And we'll do it again next week, okay? I'll see you. Ta-da now.